In our first tutorial video, we created a profile on Liveaboard Hub. In this video, we are going to create a boat, and then we'll move on to create cabins for that boat. So let's log back into Liveaboard Hub and get going. If you recall, the first screen that you'll come to on Liveaboard Hub is your fleet dashboard or your home page. From here, we're simply going to click boats and cabins, and then we're going to create a new boat. We're going to need a name for our boat, so we're going to call our boat the MV Octopus. Then we come to a page with a few tabs that we are going to work through step by step. So we'll start with the General tab. We just need to complete a few details here. First of all, we need to add a currency. So this would be the currency that you use for pricing your boats. So we will go ahead and click Euros, and then we need to select the main country of operation for your boat. So we've based our fleet in Indonesia, so we'll go ahead and click Indonesia. Next, we've got the option down here for how prices are displayed, and there are two options: to display gross prices or to display net agent prices. We would recommend to display prices as gross public prices, and that option is picked by default. Finally, we can add a thumbnail. So we'll go ahead and add a thumbnail image here for your boat. Again, there's a limit of 0.5 megabytes from here. So if you try and add a file that's too large, you will get a simple error message. If you do not have Photoshop or a similar application for reducing and optimizing images for use on the web, then there are a number of free online tools that you'll be able to use. Once we've completed this information, we can move on to our texts. These texts should be completed in English, and then agents have the option to overwrite those texts with text in their own language if they choose to do so. We've got three text fields we need to complete. The first is the teaser text of up to 100 characters. Then we have summary text of up to 500 characters and detailed text of up to 4,000 characters. In order to understand how this would output on the front end of Liveaboard Hub, let's just move to a quick demonstration of an existing boat. So here we have the teaser text up the top. Next, we have the summary text above the slideshow of images, and then below we have that longer detailed. So if we move back to Liveaboard Hub, then we will just add in a little bit of text. And that's it. That's our text done. Then we have photos. So these will play on a slideshow, and you can have up to 12 photos. Again, it's very simple. We just drag and drop photos into this area, and we'd recommend about 6 photos. That's probably the optimal amount. Later, there is an opportunity to add photos of specific cabins, so these should be more general photos of your boat. Once you've added photos, for each photo, you've got the option to add a small description or caption. So we'll say this one's the aerial view of our boat, and then we will have the chance to add a copyright to the image if it's required. If you add an image that you want to change, or you want to change your images later after a boat refurb, then you can simply remove any image by clicking remove this photo, and then you can add another image simply by dragging it onto the file. All very easy. Next, we move on to specifications. So here we need to complete a few details about your boat and the boat safety features. These fields are optional, but we would encourage you to complete as much detail as possible. The more people know about your boat, the more confidence they will have to book your boat over a competitor. So we will just go ahead and complete a few details for our fictional boat. We'll say we're a steel-hulled sailing boat. Let's say we're 26 meters in length, a width of 7 meters, and a draft of 2.5. And you can go on and complete as much of this information as you wish. We then move on to facilities. So this covers a little bit of general information, electricity and Wi-Fi, and a little information about the inside and outside of your boat. So again, you would complete that as relevant to your boat. We could say, for example, that Wi-Fi is yes with a surcharge. We've got 110 volt plug systems. We've got an air-conditioned salon, and so on. The next tab is for your diving and your crew. So we've got a section to complete your diving facilities, all your equipment, if you cater for technical and rebreather divers, what dive tanks that you use, what gases you use, and also a few details for your guides and crew. We also have a section for food and drink, an important part of some liveaboards, so you can provide details of breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, the drinks that are included and excluded as well. Again, all optional, but the more detail, the better. Finally, we have a section for comments. The first box is for internal comments. So the only people that will see that are users of your fleet. So we are currently logged in as a user of Demo Liveaboards fleet. It may be, if you are a smaller operation, that you only need one user. However, larger fleets and operations may have 2 or 3 members of staff that each have their own user account. The comments here will only be seen by your users and your own staff. You can also add remarks for agents. So the agents that also use Liveaboard Hub will be able to see any comments here, but these are not public to clients. So nobody who is a potential customer will be able to see these comments. So for example, you might want to add here that you pay 25% commission to all agents. And that's it. Once you've completed the details on those tabs, you click save, and we've completed our first boat. As easy as that. Once we've done that, we can return to the list of boats and add more boats if we need to, or we can add or edit cabins for this boat. So we're going to go ahead and add some cabins to our boat, the MV Octopus.